seat to be had as far as the Warrington Wolves are concerned. They have sold out everything in the town, and Leeds have travelled big as well. So it's a fantastic night to kick off the season here, and away we go as Mike Cooper takes the first tackle of 2019 for the Warrington Wolves. They had only 4 defeats here last year. One of them was against Leeds, 12-16 in round 1. They lost to Leeds here round 1 last year, but then they won emphatically at Leeds 3 months later, 33-22. The 7th win at Headingley in the Super League era. So generally, they haven't done badly, either of these sides, when they faced each other, whether it be at home or away. Here comes Jack Walker now. Just lost his footing. It's perfect nick. The pitch looks, I must say, there's hardly a blade of grass out of place. And Mel, the groundsman here at Warrington, has done a fantastic job. And I'm not so sure that he is a Manchester City fan, but the lines tonight, as you notice, are in Manchester City sky blue.
It just feels like a big event, doesn't it? The last 2 games that we've seen on Sky Sports, the players have just really rose to the challenge. The fans have set the atmosphere in the stand, and talking to players before the game, and they're saying that they can't wait to get out with 13,500, 14,000 fans there tonight cheering on the teams in round 1 as they kick off their challenge to get to Old Trafford in October.
This is Ryan Cuthbertson. He plays the ball to Matt Parcell, who goes high into the air. And off the shoulder there of Ratchford. Leeds to pick it up. They're allowed to play on. I think this is Jack Walker who's over in the corner. The referee, though, will bring them back. He says it's a Leeds knock on. Leeds' first offence, Stuart. Head and feed to Warrington.
I was going to say, yes, he's given the knock on by Leeds, and in that challenge there by Walker.
Well, Walker was away. The Warrington fans and players' arms in the air. That looks to me as though he comes off Ratchford's shoulder back.
It was a good first set for Leeds. An offload from Trent Merrin. A contest right at the back end of the set of 6. It looked like Tom Briscoe might have got a hand to it.
Doesn't matter now because the scrum has been put down and players in motion, and here we go again. Leeds have invested heavily to get back amongst the elite. Conrad Hurrell, Trent Merrin, Tuilola here. They are marquee market signings. Warrington, Jack Hughes carting the ball forward again, midway inside their own half. They've got Darryl Clark at dummy half. They have marquee signings all over the place, but they still have Ben Westwood battling away at 37. He gets the ball away as well. Here comes Mike Cooper. That ball comes out of Mike Cooper's grasp. And Leeds have got the ball back. And here he is, Conrad Hurrell. Keep an eye on him. Look at the size of him for a centre.
Oh, he's a monster, isn't he? That's a decent partnership, him and Callum Watkins. They'll terrorise people. And Mike Cooper, there's only John Bateman in Super League last year who got more offloads than him, so his teammates have got to be aware. There you go. That's a centre carrying the ball. Conrad Hurrell, that's what you're going to get out of him.
You, Terry, as a prop forward, would have been proud of a run like that. This is Stevie Ward, halted by Westwood and Cooper. Now here is Myler. Drops the ball back on the inside to Ferris, who seemed to get either a finger in the eye or a smack across the face, one of the two. Gets to his feet and plays the ball to Parcell. Parcell will find Myler. Myler then gives it to Ola here. Desperate defence from the Warrington Wolves. Ola here again. Stabs the ball to the in-goal area. And, well, he was the coolest man at the Halliwell Jones Stadium then, was Blake Austin. David Furner, the Leeds coach, new man in charge in 2019. Brian McDermott, his predecessor, of course, with the Toronto Wolfpack as he tries to get them into Super League in the season that lies ahead. They begin tomorrow, live on Sky Sports at York.
Well, Dave Furner will look at this Warrington side and say, yeah, they've got so many strikes. Stephen Ratchford, Blake Austin, Deg Patton, Darryl Clark. We've got to make sure that we play the game down near their try line. Restrict the yardage. Every time he gets the ball, when you see him go into dummy half, he's always going to run Stephen Ratchford. Causes an awful lot of problems for those later retreaters.
This is Deg Patton now. So sad to hear the news of Kevin Brown's season-ending injury before a ball was kicked But Deck Patton will try and get the opportunity if he can. Quick hands from Warrington. The ball finds its way to Charnley. Charnley goes down under the challenge from Ash Handley. Here is Austin again. Short ball this time to Mike Cooper. And Austin is already barking the instructions out, and he gets the ball first receiver from that. Tries to find Atkins, it bounced forward off Ryan Atkins.
Interesting set that from Warrington. We've seen 4 offloads, both sides, when they get their arms free, pushing it onto a supporting player, and a line from Ryan Atkins there really had the big fella Conrad Hurrell in his eye line, in his sights, and wasn't looking at the ball. But both teams look like they're expansive. It's a degree or two warmer this evening. That might help matters.
It's all right for him to say that. He's got 2 water bottles under his belt.
They've not got water in the menu.
Oh, wouldn't like to say what they have got in them. Then it'll probably be something to warm the cockles of the heart with it. Some proper scotch, perhaps, later on.
Maybe a problem here with Conrad Hurrell. His knee gets twisted with Ben Westwood. You can see how powerful he is when he carries the ball, every time he carries the ball. And he's got the old warhorse all around him in Ben Westwood. And when they clash, Ben Westwood won't give up, neither will Conrad Hurrell. And you can just see them both fighting, and there he just twists. Oof.
Legs entangled there, That could be very painful. That could be a major problem for Conrad Hurrell, but look at the size of him. He's built of stern stuff.
And Eddie probably looking at the size of his legs and the muscle. That's what's probably saved him as well. When Ben Westwood gets him here, and then all of a sudden he's trying to pull him down.
Well, they hadn't found touch. Charnley managed to get that ball back into the field of play. The referee penalised that tackle then. Stuart, did he?
Yeah, he penalised it for a ball steal.
Nothing wrong with the tackle.
Well, I think the match review panel will have a look at that tackle and see if there's anything to come out of it, but the penalty in that case was for the ball steal.
OK, that's why Warrington are in possession, because Leeds have not found touch, and Austin gets the ball away to Bryson Goodwin. And Goodwin going down the left-hand side, he's got Austin with him! And Austin just couldn't take the pass in.
Well, he knows Blake Austin, all eyes are on him. And the great imports we've got coming to Super League this year, that man's the one, top of the list, causes problems, and I'm already watching him at the line. His timing of the pass is second to none. The ball from Bryson Goodwin, yeah, it was dipping down, but Blake Austin knows that he's blew probably a chance there.
Just round the knees, wasn't it?
He had a terrific 2018. Bryson Goodwin, first season, this is his second season with the club, and he busts on that left side in regular fashion. He'd be disappointed with that, but a probing run.
28 years of age, by the way, yesterday was Blake Austin. He's at Warrington on a 3-year deal. He is under pressure after all the talk about him pre-season. Do you think it's unfair pressure? Because they're already saying, before he's even stepped a foot onto the field, he's a man of steel.
He accepts and he's invited that. I think he feels that situations like that, pressure like that, will bring out the best in him.
He said before the game, Eddie, he's absolutely looking forward to that challenge, having that tag around him, because it'll bring the best out of him.
Well, Warrington supporters hope that will be the case. We're at the 8th minute here, and the two sides still at 0-0. This is Cuthbertson, gives it back to Myler for Leeds. Right-footed, it goes high into the air, under pressure he was from Chris Hill. That's easy for Stephen Ratchford. Ratchford running laterally and gets the ball away to Tom Rynham. Good to see Callum Watkins back as well, the number 3 there for the Leeds Rhinos. Missed 18 of last year, out with the ACL injury that ended his season. That was in May. Great to see him back in the Betfred Super League Week 1.
And Eddie, I watched him in his comeback game. It was his testimonial match against Castleford. Played 55 minutes and didn't look any different. So remarkable mental strength, not just physical recovery from him.
One of the great English players, Callum Watkins. There is that man Austin again with the kick, a diagonal kick from centre field to the right-hand side, picked up by Jack Walker. Outstanding young talent, this.
He is, Eddie, I totally agree. Considering he's only 19 years of age, he's played, this is his 35th appearance for the Rhinos. A man we're going to wear a lot about of in years to come.
Crowd just a little silent. It's a full house just about. at the Halliwell Jones Stadium here tonight. They're holding their breath, probably waiting for this match to really catch fire. That's Liam Sutcliffe on the charge for the Rhinos. He now is Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson gets away to Brett Ferris. Cuthbertson again. Myler dinks the ball over the top. Plucked out of the air by Ratchford. Ratchford has a bit of space ahead of him.
He does well, doesn't he? Every time he goes up for the ball, as soon as he lands, he's looking to attack Stephen Ratchford. He's looking what's around him. Who can he link up with?
Harold Clark. All the way to Westwood again. He's tackled by Parcell. And lower here. Clark with the scampering run. Good hands. Bryson Goodwin again. Tackle though on that far side by Sutcliffe. And this is Toby King.
Surrender!
Last tackle they've reached, Warrington. They're 30 metres out. Patton. High kick. And this could be interesting, but Tom Briscoe's underneath it.
Took it well, Tom Briscoe, very calm, didn't jump, just simply pouched the ball. Warrington, it's been a good contest there. 10.5 minutes on the clock.
Penalty here.
Good pace, good speed. Deck Patton, we all hope he has a good game and commands that second half-back role to complement the attributes of Blake Austin.
Hands in at the ball by Deck Patton. Leeds Rhinos had their toughest season on the road last year, only 3 other wins away from home after that round 1 victory here. For the prize scalps though, St Helens, Wakefield, Hull Kingston Rovers. But if you want to get to a grand final, you need to perform home and away. And here are Leeds now in possession with Hurrell. That's a good ball wide. Ash Hanley has got space. Ratchford says, look at the man in the middle, and Jack Hughes tackled Conrad Hurrell without the ball. This is a sin bin. This is a sin bin. This is a professional foul. And Jack Hughes will spend 10 minutes in the bin.
If he didn't do that, I'm sure that would have been a try. At speed, at the line. Nice and crisp from Leeds Rhinos. Every time they look to shift the ball to this left-hand side, they're looking dangerous. Conrad Hurrell gets the ball away. We said before the game that Callum Watkins, Conrad Hurrell, they will absolutely set up their wingers with lots of tries. Ash Hanley pops the ball back inside there. We get man sent to the sin bin, Warrington. And the Rhinos, well, everyone's turned up here looking at Warrington, and is this going to be Warrington's year? Dave Ferner says straight away he needs to be off for 10 minutes.
Well, they have been so one-side biased for a long time, Leeds Rhinos, and the threat over this side now with Conrad Hurrell will just give defenders 2 points of attack to think about.
Leeds then looking to capitalise on that. Stevie Ward with the drive just held up 2 metres short of the line. Jack Hughes has certainly taken one for the team there with that 10-minute spell in the sin bin. Wouldn't it be an expensive spell? As Lola here gets the ball away to Walker, he then finds Watkins, who steps out of one challenge, tries to go in between Westwood and Cooper. The 9 metres away, the Leeds Rhinos. Here is Cuthbertson. Good tackle by Ratchford.
Big long shift there to the left-hand side, Ed.
Comes short here with Merrin. Trent Merrin is held up underneath the Warrington sticks. They've reached tackle number 5. And the ball has come free, and Trent Merrin is judged to have knocked the ball on.
We talk about attacking shape in rugby league, and when your players are lined out and you've got Conrad Hurrell and Ash Hanley out wide, you need to get the ball off to him. Trent Merrin decided to carry that ball from the ruck centre field. Richie Myler was screaming for it. He knew he had some space on the outside, and Warrington defending the trial and probably a bit worried after looking at what Hurrell's done in the opening 12 minutes.
So the Rules will form the scrum. Contested both major finals in 2018, Warrington, just as they did 2 years previously under Tony Smith. Can they finally land the title for the first time since 1955? That's why so many of the townsfolk have turned up here tonight, hoping, believing, and Stephen Price knows he's under pressure this year to deliver if he can. They've spent heavily, they've spent big, they bought stars. Is this going to be their year? And Ben Westwood gets the penalty because there's interference as he tries to get to his feet and play the ball.
Well, Ben Westwood, always a player who likes to play through the middle of the field. goes at the forwards, no matter how big they are, what reputation they've got, who they've played for, he will meet fire with fire. All his teammates appreciate all the hard work that he does. And efforts like that get them good field position.
And they start this set 20 metres out. Cooper will drive the ball in. He'll try and spin here and get the ball away, but look, Harris clamps it to his body, makes sure he can't get that ball away. Warrington dumped down onto the floor, just 3 metres shy of the line. That's Clark. Patton gets it away to Ratchford. Ratchford chinking to the line. Now, has he got this ball down cleanly? There was a bobble as it came off the hands. And I think Chris Kendall is not 100% convinced. So he's going upstairs to the video referee, James Child, and he is saying that he has a try on the field. So the only thing to check here, by the sound of things, is the grounding. There was a bobble. Let's see how it pans out, fellas.
He reads the game so well, doesn't he, Stephen Ratchford? He has a couple of foils outside him, and Bryson Goodwin steps off his left foot. I don't think there's a problem here. He's got good balance, good awareness. Most try assists last year for Warrington. I think he gets the opening try for himself, though, here tonight. Yeah, not a problem, Eddie.
Hands wrapped round the ball, all the way down. Try is going to be given here by James Child. He'll press the green light, I'm almost sure of that. He got a couple of smacks around the face in the process. Here we go. I think this will be a blue light. Warrington lead, first try of the season from the mercurial fullback Stephen Ratchford. In his 8th season at Warrington, he's lost 4 grand finals in those 8 years. He wants to make it 5th time lucky this October.
Well, what he will do is he'll thank his sender. Here's the hard work from Ben Westwood. Through contact, rushes to play the ball and forces the hand of the referee. But look at the unselfish line from Toby King. 2 Leeds defenders on goal line, bite in, commit themselves to the strong, hard-running second rower, and that just creates the opportunity. Beautiful balance and a top-class finish from Stephen Ratchford.
Well, he was in great form back end of last season, this fellow. 6 tries in the last 6 in the Super 8s. He had a fine game in the 33-22 win at Leeds last May as well. He kicked 3 goals. Here he is now to try and kick his first goal of the new season. Converting his own try, he manages that easily, and Warrington are ahead by 6 points to 0.
Whenever you play against Warrington, you know that they've got so many dangers, and this man, when he gets the ball, he's always been willing to take on defensive line, whether it's been near his own try line or their opponent's line. And Steve Price knows that what a general they've got. They've lost Kevin Brown. There's a lot of expectation on deck pattern. He's got to manage the game as well, along with Blair Costin. But the man at the back, he dictates a lot of things, organises defence and organises attack as well.
Warrington have not won a first-round match in the Super League since a 12-10 win at Headingley in 2016. So they're looking to repeat that here tonight on their own ground. York and Toronto, I mentioned it earlier, it is in the Betfred Championship, which gets underway tomorrow. All the teams will kick off at 3, and so too will Sky Sports coverage of Toronto's matches in 2019. Sky Sports Arena for that, 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Good surge at the line from Chris Hill. Again, it's another win.
And it's a penalty. Perhaps more importantly,
just little efforts from Chris Hill. When he gets that ball, he explodes into the tackle, keeps his legs going. Defenders can't get set, they're going around. Darryl Clark knows he's got a quick play of the ball, so he goes. And the referee straight away, Chris Kendall, awards that penalty.
And that's the 2nd time that Warrington Wolves have won the ruck, got through, and Leeds have been forced to get in and illegally try and slow that play of the ball down. They're losing contact and losing collision.
So Warrington in possession again as Westwood plays the ball to Clark. Here goes Chris Hill, ploughing a furrow down the middle as he does each and every game. Now Mike Cooper. Can Cooper get that ball free? No, that's good work again.
He's looking for it, isn't he?
Trent Merrin all around him with Matt Parcell. Patton to the left to Ratchford. Goodwin. wrestled to the ground, just short. 4 tackles gone. They're 2 metres away. Warrington looking for their second try with Ben Westwood here. Back it comes via Clark. This is Atkins, who is fed by Austin. He keeps it alive to Darrell Clark again. Suddenly Warrington have lost a little momentum. They might get it back now after that offload from Clark to Westwood. Marcel, flat pass, Patton up into the air, looking for the man out wide is Lynham. Briscoe just content to let that ball float over the top of both of their heads.
They look busy, don't they, Warrington? The support that the ball carriers got every time they go to the line. Obviously, it's not the kick that Steve Price wants, nor deck pattern. Whenever they're in good field position, they look to attack to their left, which is Leeds' right.
Here comes Brett Ferris again. 4th season with Leeds. This time last year he was missed the start of the season. And Brad Singleton's out there now.
And he looks fit, Brett Ferris. Looks like he's dropped a couple of kilos. Looks agile. Brad Singleton trying to maybe wrestle a little bit of that control back at the play of the ball.
Good movement forward from Merrin in the tackle then. Takes Leeds to the halfway line. Parcell. Lawler here. The kick. All along the ground. Finds touch.
They need a couple of big sets in defence here now, the Rhinos. You can see what Lola here was trying to do. Just get the ball off the field, get up to near Warrington's line, assess what's in front of them. And Warrington will look to vary the players and play their way out of trouble with some strong carries, with some fabulous ball movement as well. But Lola here knows that it's about field position. Turn the ball over on your terms. Challenge the opposition down near their line.
Well, he was 24 last week, was that man Lawler here. And he played with Conrad Horrell for the New Zealand Warriors, and he's played with him at international level for Tonga as well. So renewing old acquaintances in West Yorkshire in 2019.
Already that's the 8th offload that Warrington Wolves have put in. Players flooding forwards, and whenever the contact and collision is lost, they're turning round and offloading that ball.
8 offloads. 2 more, he'll be in trouble. Runs out of fingers. Ness again at the play of the ball.
They just look perfect. I'm looking at Warrington, every time they're carrying the ball, they're accelerating onto the ball, getting over the advantage line. When the defenders are in front of them, they're just like going up another gear. As soon as they go up another gear, Leeds are struggling to try and control them. And a couple of penalties now on the back of strong carries, nothing fancy. And Warrington, well, taking the choice to go for 2 points. 30 metres out in the centre of the field.
Well, you would, wouldn't you, from there? Bang in front of the sticks.
You would. You can see the rationale behind taking 2 points, but as Tez has said, they're very dominant. This probably the last 5 minutes or so, all they've done is run over the top of the Rhinos defenders. Dave Furnett making notes. He'll speak to his players at half-time, and I suspect top of the agenda will be let's wrestle some control back at the ruck.
Stuart, did I hear Chris Kendall, the referee, having a word with Callum Watkins then, just asking him to smarten things up?
Well, there have been 3 penalties in the ruck, and he's obviously concerned about that, wants to quicken it up. So, good opportunity for him to have a word with the players. Good management.
OK, so here's Stefan Ratchford then. He's got all 6 Warrington's points at the moment. He wants to make it 8. And that's exactly what he does. Warrington Wolves lead by 8 points to 0 on the big opening night here in front of all their expectant supporters, and of course they've increased the lead with Jack Hughes off the field in the sin bin, so they've increased the lead with 12 men.
You want to win the battle above the ground before you take the man down to the floor, because you can't start messing about on the floor trying to turn them over, and then when they're getting up it's all still a bit too quick and the markers aren't set, so they try and slow them down. So first of all, the initial contact from Leeds has got to be better before they take them to ground. That way they might buy a couple more seconds.
Jack Hughes, by the way, has just returned to the fray, so Warrington now back up to the full complement of 13 men. Joe Philbin is out there as well, Warrington's Young Player of the Year in 2018. Chris Hill drives it over the 20-metre mark. Hughes, there he is, first touch since his spell in the bin. It's his 100th Warrington appearance, by the way, for Jack Hughes. This is Mike Cooper now. And he is the Warrington Senior Player of the Year 2018. Patton gets the ball away to that man Austin. It's a lovely drop of the shoulders. It was an important tackle that was made then by Ash Handley. Patton now. Well, it's a crossfield kick. Bounces kindly for him and finds touch.
Well, he was under some pressure, wasn't he, Det Patton? He's an out-and-out runner. Blair Costin here for 3 years, got a decent show and go. You can see the pressure from the outside. I think it was Brett Ferris who gets in his eye line, puts a bit of panic in him. But look, goes at the line. Callum Watkins falls for it, gets up, wins that play. Getting to that point, Warrington was all about just 4 carries straight off the rope, either side, just tic-tacking up the middle of the field. Have one shot at the line or one crack in that set, and they get all that field position.
Good tackling from the base of the scrum there by Warrington. As Tom Briscoe tried to run the ball away, they're going to have to be good here to keep Conrad Hurrell out. I'll tell you what, all the defences and defenders tonight would be watching this and saying, is he really a centre? Conrad Hurrell. And he runs strongly. Here he is again, taking it up.
He's eager for
work.
work,
What a good hit, though, that is.
Well, that's the challenge for everyone else in Super League, to try and handle him.
Here is Watkins. Look at him. Like a pocket battleship down the middle. Oh, it's a bit of a schmozzle at the end of this set for Leeds, but they get the ball away. Charney will return it. Hopefully he will save with interest. Leeds have formed now the defence. That's a good chase actually from that kick by the Rhinos.
You seem to get away with it, but you've got to make sure you end your sets better than that. Conrad Hurrell, 2 carries to get the team forward, and then all of a sudden just a sloppy pass puts them under a bit of pressure.
Toby King for Warrington, over halfway. Ratchford looking busy tonight. Stephen Ratchford, he's got the 8 points that Warrington lead by. Austin. Tackling low down by Stevie Ward. 22 metres out, last tackle. The kick from Patton. Measured kick to the corner this time. And Briscoe dealt with the threat, but Warrington were very quick in the shape of Goodwin, and they're trying to haul him back over his own line. Oh, good work from Walker.
Using his footwork and speed to try and get through the Warrington line. Well, here looking for that quick play of the ball, and Callum Watkins coming in to help his forwards out. Being asked to do an awful lot of work in centre field, dealing with the dangers that Warrington have.
They've done a very good job, Warrington, over the last 5 or 6 minutes, just building pressure, pinning Leeds down near their own end, forcing carries like this, 1-out carries, and he's a great player, Conrad Hurrell, but he's ineffective when he's doing that role there.
And he's lost that, and Warrington celebrates.
Big hit. Terry O'Connor's absolutely right. When you get players like this in the competition, everybody raises, everybody wants to have a little notch on their belt, having put a big tackle or knocked players like Conrad Hurrell over and made them somehow look silly.
Well, they've all been watching him, haven't they? All the players in the opposition camps have been watching him on the various videos and
it raises the
social media
standards of everybody
channels.
in the competition.
Of course it does. And they say, well, he's not going to get past me.
Yeah.
He will do at some stage, I've no doubt about that. Here is Austin. Gets the ball away to Ratchford. The ball comes off the knees, I think, there of Lynham, and then is knocked on by Briscoe. This will be head and feet again to Warrington. The pressure is building on Leeds.
Well, when they need to play conservative, Warrington, 4 or 5 years ago, they'd throw the ball out. They wouldn't really bother about percentages. They pulled it in last year. They got to 2 finals. Although they didn't win those trophies, they still got to 2 finals. I think this year they look a different class again. I know that we've only been watched them in a friendly early on as well in the build-up to this season, but they look a dangerous side.
And one of the aspects of their game they wanted to improve was the conversion. Do they execute when they're in those good field positions? Warrington, not always last year, were able to take advantage. And so far in this year, they look pretty smart.
Well, they're looking to take advantage here, and it's with Charlie! Josh Charlie gets his first try of the season. Warrington look quick. Warrington look fast. Warrington look electric. Stephen Price will be delighted with the start that they've made. Josh Charlie, 25 tries in 28 appearances last year on his return to the game from Rugby Union. He got their only try in the grand final as well. And Josh Charlie has taken 28 minutes to get his account for 2019 up and running.
Well, even when Warrington are a little bit loose with the passes, Leeds Rhinos can't deal with that fumble ball. Tom Briscoe knocking the ball on. Wonderful thought process here. Ryan Atkins knows his winger, he's hugging the touchline, he's on that blue chalk, gives him an early pass, and even though the winger Ash Hanley has him in his sights, he's a proven try scorer, Josh Charlie. He gets his first of 2019.
Well, when he played in Wigan's colours and he came here, he was a sworn enemy, but now he is a massive hero on the terraces for the Warrington Wolves.
It's amazing how fickle fans can be.
Well, just change colour, become a chameleon, and you're okay, you're away.
They love him. What a strong player he is. I think that he was unlucky not to get selected for England last year.
I agree.
The form that he showed when he came back from Rugby Union, try-scoring ability, the strength that he's got.
25 tries in 28 appearances.
Yeah, incredible. And it's not only getting over the try line as well. I think it's the work he does down in his own try line.
They have got good wingers, and to be fair, they didn't do badly without him until the third test.
Competition for places is always good though. Always gets everyone on the game. And Josh Charlie certainly has got all the wingers around in Super League thinking that they've got to be on the form.
Ratchford then. Difficult kick this. He's making it look easy tonight. He is making it look so easy tonight, Stephen Ratchford. 14-0.
A good ball from Ryan Atkins, and you like to see that as well. He's got Blake Austin at the side of him. Blake Austin probably might overcall that play and want that ball because he's in the area that he wants to be in. But when Ryan Atkins believes in his own ability to get that ball away and pass that ball to his winger, and he knows what he can do then.
Here he comes, the try scorer, fed by Austin. And found by Myler and Hurrell in the tackle. Atkins. Testimonial year for Ryan Atkins. 10th season at the Wolves. 180 Super League tries for him as well. And he's 5th on the all-time scoring chart, this Ryan Atkins.
He's one of my favourite young guns out there, Nikolai Letsky. I want to say that. And he gives a penalty away. He's a giant.
Well, these penalties around the ruck, Stuart, are causing Leeds major problems.
They are, and Chris Kendall had a word again to the Leeds players, so I think we might see some action if this continues.
Eddie, it's all about the speed's too much, so you're trying to control what you're getting one-on-ones, you're getting beat. Maybe you need to tighten it up a bit. Look for some dual hits like that. Singleton, Aledzki,
but they're still playing the ball too quickly.
Yeah.
Here's Austin. This is Atkin taking on Hurrell, taking on Handley, and taking the tackle just over 10 metres away from the Leeds line. This now is Austin again, and he finds Mike Cooper. Gets a great offload away also to Clark. Clark trying to skip his way to the line. He's not tackled. He's over the line. It's Darryl Clark. Bang underneath the sticks. Chris Kendall, I think, will want to check whether the tackle was completed or not. It looked from up here as though the Leeds defenders had fallen off him. They have a try on the field as well. And Leeds, as you can see, with Callum Watkins and first Richie Myler were offering their opinions that he was tackled and then bounced up. But let's see. The camera never lies.
Well, the Rhinos are really struggling to not only control the speed, the power, but look, the ruck area, they're struggling.
It doesn't look, Stuart, on that he was tackled.
No, he's got to be on the ground, the ball carrying arm on the ground, and somebody touching him for it to be tackled.
one's touching him there. So he gets up, he rides the next challenge in, and he plonks the ball down. This is going to be another Warrington try.
It just looks too easy when they're coming straight up the guts. You can see a couple of play. Brett Ferris backs off, Matt Parcell missing, Jack Walker tries everything he can to prevent him going over the try line. The momentum's all with Warrington. From the early carries in the set, getting Leeds going backwards, then under a try line, with someone with that much speed and that much vision, you're always in trouble.
Here we go. Try is given. Warrington lead 18-0 inside the first half hour or so of the 2019 season. Darryl Clark with the try. It's a sensational start for the Wolves, this.
Well, they just look red hot, don't they? When you look at Mike Cooper, what he brings to the side is that offloading game, the ability, then the balance of this man to again just go straight up. And you've always got to make sure that you know what your strengths are of your teammates around you. Mike Cooper, 3 men in, gets that late offload away. You've got a couple of players just switching off, thinking the tackle's complete, but his teammate doesn't give up on that play.
I think Ratchford's going to make it 4 from 4, which he does. 20 points for Warrington in a quarter of an hour.
Well, make no mistake, the finish in this play is outstanding, but to have 3 defenders around, be almost probably half a metre off the floor and still get that offload away. Mike Cooper take a bout, excellent stuff. His coach and his teammates will appreciate that hard work, an extra effort.
Well, it's a contrast in styles, isn't it, between Stephen Price, who's living every moment of this, and David Ferner, who is stern of face, the Leeds Rhinos coach.
Well, I know Dave Ferner, played with him quite a few years ago, and I know that he'll be going on there saying, look, what do we stand for? Don't let your teammate down. Do the little things well. Don't let the opposition get over the top of you. If they get over the top of you on one play, don't let them do it the following play.
Well, he was head coach in Canberra for 5 years, assistant coach at North Queensland Cowboys and South Sydney. And here he is in Super League, aiming to, I suppose in many ways, establish himself as a reputation as a head coach yet again. And like players settling in, it takes time.
You're right.
It won't happen overnight.
You're right, that is a point worth making. They've got 4 tough games, Leeds Rhinos, and
well, they're not at home, are they?
No.
The first 4 games, they're all away.
Yeah, stadium still being developed. Huge alterations, 2 new stands being built, but also this team is being rebuilt.
And I think it could be another year for Leeds Rhinos, really, to be contending at the top. Yeah, they're gonna knock off some big guns. They're going to be learning as they go. But you look at the spine that they've got. Matt Parcell's the most experienced in their Leeds Rhinos shirt. He's only been at the club for 2 years, so they're still getting those combinations working together.
This is Stevie Ward. In the 4 successive away games, Headingley's new look will be unveiled against Wakefield on the 1st of March. That's a good ball from Myler, meanwhile, to Walker. Before that, they've got this tonight: Wigan, Salford and St Helens to cope with Leeds. So it's a tough old start, and Myler will spread the ball wide off the right boot. Well claimed by Bryson Goodwin.
That's a wonderful take by Bryson Goodwin. Under pressure, arms up high, leaps up, catches it above his head, and then has the awareness to shrug off a few players and sidestep his way out of trouble. Great work.
You see who was behind him. It was Callum Watkins. He was there. If there was a slip by Goodwin, and Leeds would have been over. So a try saver from Goodwin to get up above them all, pluck that ball out of the air. Lynham.
Both the wingers, the meters that they make, Josh Charlie, Tom Lynham, they're going straight up the middle. They're challenging the likes of Aletsky and Brad Singleton.
Go 5. Outside.
And there's Austin again.
Okay.
It bounces into the arms of Briscoe.
One.
He only missed 1 match last year, Tom Briscoe. And he was the top try scorer with 18. Well, they could do with him getting over the line here tonight before much longer goes on the clock.
Hold. Go 2.
Just think that they need to buy some time down there, Warrington's try line. Get a couple of sets down there. Need a penalty to get up there. They've got one.
The
seconds off the work from the big fella. They found meters hard to come by. Just looking at the stats and the meters made by both sides, Warrington have made over 200 metres more than Leeds Rhinos. That's good work defensively by the Wolves.
So now it's with Myler in centre field for the Rhinos. He finds Parcell, who in turn finds Stevie Ward. 8th season at Leeds for Stevie Ward, but he's only averaged 18 games per year because of injury. He's been so unlucky. Still play on, says the referee, as Oledzki gets his hands on the ball. Now it's Parcell. The diagonal run comes in from Singleton, who plays the ball to Parcell again. Once more, Oledzki carts the ball forward. One of the bright young things in the British game, Oledzki. Parcell to Myler. Ferris, short ball, Hurrell. Walker, that's better. Walker! He gets to the line, and the big question here is he held up? And the referee says yes, he is.
Well, good positioning by the referee. He followed that ball, crouched down to see exactly what Jack Walker was going to do, but exceptional goal line defence from the Warrington Wolves. Beautiful little hands. We talked about Conrad Hurrell and his destructive power when he's running the ball, but he's got delicate hands as well, and a nice floated pass to Jack Walker.
That was the referee's view, and he was spot on. He was held up. This is the last tackle. I don't know whether Oledzki realised that. That's the turnover.
Eddie said it before about when they had a sloppy pass down in their own half, getting to the kick, they got away with it. They didn't finish that set well. They don't finish that set well either.
I love his enthusiasm, Nikolai Oledzki. That was his third carry, that, but sometimes
he needs people around him telling him what to do.
He does. He needs to think a little bit, but also, you're right, the communication needs to be better. The voices and the dominant voices at 6 and 7 need to take control.
England Knights international Nikolai Oledzki, 4-year deal signed in December after returning from the Knights tour to Papua New Guinea. This is Austin, who plays the ball, and now it's with Clark. Chris Hill, brought to ground by Ward. Clark again, Patton thumps the ball down the line. Ooh, that bounces off the legs of Briscoe. He does well to recover because Lynham was hunting with good wind.
He does. He had to get that ball then, otherwise it would have been Warrington's. And another set of 6 for Warrington as young Jack Walker again tries to get through that line, but that gap's closed by Joe Philbin over the top.
Here's Ferris once more. Hurrell. He has to retreat because there were 4 primrose and blue jerseys standing in an arc in front of him then.
Again, another good hit from Warrington. Just have a little look how they're working together in that ruck area. One man over the top, controlling the ball.
Sutcliffe will get to his feet and will play this ball. Has to be a good kick eventually. Myler is in charge. Now he's giving it to Walker. They're running it. Hurrell, that's a knock-on. That's a knock-on.
It's not the best decision to run the ball.
They need to be careful here, the players, because the first man, Stewart, that charges in and gets involved, the first man that charges in and gets involved gets sent to the sin bin.
Could get sent to the sin bin. That's the warning that the referees department has put out. So be careful when you come into these situations.
Well, Conrad Hurrell knocks that ball into a Warrington defender. Blake Austin rushes in, hits the big man on the floor while there's a tussle for the ball, and then there you see it. 2 players, adversaries in the NRL, picking up where they'd left off. And then everybody goes to defend their corner and defend their colours.
This will be interesting because this is the first Shamotta we've seen around the ruck and people running in. It'll be interesting to see what Chris Kendall makes of it all. And reports from his 2 touch judges.
Down the line.
That's the important word.
We're not going to deal with it
Could get
down
sent.
They could, yes.
that line.
I thought it was automatic. First man in gets off.
No, it's just an option that they've introduced.
Okay, let's see what they say.
In my view, it was foul play by Warrington first. Yeah. Conrad Hurrell has then reacted on the floor. It's going to be a penalty to Leeds. Yeah, okay. You got anything else?
Because Blake Austin ran in while the two players were jostling and wrestling for the ball.
There was a knock-on first.
There was.
It's okay, Blake. It's okay.
Yeah, the penalty's overrided us.
Okay. Right, in our view, the foul play is first by Warrington.
No way.
Hurrell is then reacted. You need to speak to Hurrell. You need to speak to Blake Austin. That's enough. That's enough now. No more. Penalty here. Yes, mate.
So there you know now. It's a penalty. And Chris Hill doesn't believe, and Blake Austin doesn't believe that the penalty, the foul play, overrides the knock-on.
But it does.
But it does. We need to get them up here, Stuart, to talk to you.
They might not listen to it.
Well, here now is a chance for Leeds, but that's very early in the tackle count. Very early in the tackle, although it's right on the stroke of half-time, so you can understand why. He pleased will Stephen Price. I'm not so sure that David Ferner will be all that happy. But Josh Charnley, one of the try scorers, one of the 3 try scorers for Warrington. Ratchford with the first on a quarter of an hour, and then we had the 20 points in 15 minutes. Ratchford, he kicked the conversion, he hit the penalty over the top of the bar as well. Charnley converted by Ratchford, Clark converted by Ratchford. Warrington are ahead at half-time by 20 points to 0.
Excuse me, we're looking for a car for the family.
We've got hundreds, but I think I know just the one. With Motorpoint, there's massive savings, flexible finance, and you can part exchange. Plus, you get to drive your new car away the same day. How's this? Maybe in blue? And with our price pledge, we promise you the best price, or we'll refund the difference. Super.
Oh, cheers.
We put the super into Car Supermarket at motorpoint.co.uk.
He's my data self. We met at Experian. And because I know his financial history, I can help him decide which personal loan to choose.
Unfortunately, I also let him choose this weekend away. I need the loo. This will be interesting.
Find out how your data self can help you make better financial decisions at Experian.
When searching for flights, I trust Kayak. Kayak analyzes historical flight prices to help me decide if I should wait for a better price or book now.
Every day.
Just don't.
Save yourself from commisery at purplebricks.co.uk.
Made with 2 fiery Zinger fillets. The Zinger Stacker, only a KFC.
Sky Store. 4 good reasons to stay in this February.
They're moving.
Sonny, they're just gummy bears.
You don't believe in the boogeyman? You should.
Till we meet again.
You're a legend, Fred. We're all legends.
Stay in with the latest movies this February in Sky Store.
The gladiators enter the arena.
Give it to me now.
All the waiting's over. Here we go. Welcome along to the roller coaster that is Super League, the greatest game.
The Betfred Super League new season continues live on Sky Sports.
That was an absolute wicked kick, that.
1-0
3 Premier League matches coming up for you on Sky Sports. Some huge relevance in the race for the title. Leicester Man United, 1 p.m. First game on Super Sunday, Sky Sports Premier League, followed by Man City playing Arsenal, 4 p.m. Sky Sports Premier League again. Same channel, Monday Night Football. West Ham take on the league leaders with a 7 p.m. start. It is half-time at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium, the opening round of the Betfred Super League. The Warrington Wolves, beaten grand finals last year, have a 20-0 lead over the revamped and newly coached Leeds Rhinos. Plenty to talk about in that first stanza. Right, let's have a look at the half-time stats. What jumps out immediately are the tackles missed by the Leeds Rhinos, 16 to the Warrington Wolves 5, and also the meters made. The Warrington Wolves with 723 to the Leeds Rhinos 487. Huge discrepancy in just 40 minutes of rugby league. Welcome back. We have seen some very entertaining matches thus far on Sky Sports in the opening round of the Betfred Super League. I would say, John, that is the most complete 40 minutes we have seen thus far in front of our cameras.
From the Warrington Wolves, 100%, and it by no means was that a perfect half of football, but it is a vast improvement, I think, on what we've seen at times from the Wolves in previous seasons.
8-point try?
Potentially, yes. I think they're happy with the 20-0 at half-time out. They don't need the extra 2 at the moment, do they? We're going to talk in a second about the combination between Blake Austin and Stefan Ratchford, and lots of people have asked me in the off-season, Austin being the marquee signing, what does he bring to the club? Not just his skills, but what he does and allows in terms of space for guys like Ratchford and this man Darrell Clarke as well. How it changes their game, how a good player can change the games of those players around him, and we've seen evidence of that in the first 40 minutes.
Okay, you've got a bit of a look at that in more depth here. You can see the work that they've done under Steve Price during the pre-season since the arrival of Blake Austin. Yeah, and
listen, there's nothing groundbreaking to have a look at here, but there's Austin and Ratchford, so you stand off and your fullback working together off a scrum. This was an opportunist piece of play, nicely worked move. Expect so much more of this as the season and the second half progresses. Don't forget, this partnership is in its embryonic stage at the moment. They're working together, they're getting used to seeing how they move, how they run. But for a little bit of better handling there at the end, that would have been a try. It did lead to the ball going touch from Briscoe, and then this here from Austin. And again, you can see there's evidence of this between the two, between Austin and Ratchford, that they've not quite figured each other out yet.
Ryan Atkins also on the right-hand side is yet to read correctly Blake Austin. Look, Austin has been very good. The speed of the play balls of the Warrington Wolves has been phenomenal in that first 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's been the difference, hasn't it? That was Chandler's try in 28 minutes, 14-0. I just picked these out as examples. There were at least 20 I could have picked, just to show you that even when Leeds think that they've done a number and they've put the defender on the back, they have a late retreating player, and because of the fight in this Warrington Wolves attack, from wherever they are on the field, they're beating markers. They're allowing players to take yards. That drew a penalty from Kendall. Darrell Clarke had an outstanding first 40 minutes. Just another one here, 2 wingers. So Charlie's a scrapper, isn't he? And he's somebody who likes to stay on his feet. So 3 Leeds players in. But look how quickly he gets that recycled before the line's coming anywhere near him. And that has been the demonstrative difference between the two sides.
OK, what can the Leeds Rhinos do about that? It's not like they're not putting numbers into the tackle. They're just unable to slow them down without incurring the wrath of the referee.
It's better first contact. And I'll take this back ever so slightly to show you what I mean by this, right? Better first contact, where they make the first contact and what they do. So have a look here at what the first contact is. As Cooper goes in, or Hughes goes in, it's around the ball, but there's no clear talk. So there's already Merrin who's gone. He fell around the side of that play. There's nobody controlling the legs. It's all 3 players up top. Very little communication between any of them, and that just allows a play to rumble on, and you're trying desperately to gain control. What it also means is you end up having late retreaters. Better initial contact is going to solve a lot of those problems, but they are way off out there, the Rhinos.
So numbers the same, but a little bit more effective. There is a little bit of an edge to this game as well, and you would imagine that the Leeds Rhinos, whatever they have to do, it might sound like it's easy to do in sub-zero conditions here. They're going to have to keep cool heads, though, aren't they, during this game and during this second half, if they're going to drag themselves out of the hole they're in at the moment.
Yeah, and I think it's frustration, I think, because for all the hours and the hard work they'll have put in the gym in the off-season, in the shapes and the plays, it's not working for them. It looks at times like they're trying to force issues, and you can see, at least on one occasion, Conrad Hurrell, the frustrations are probably getting the better of him a little bit. They do need to keep calm heads.
Yep, absolutely. Saw a little coming together of two of the big names that arrived in the Super League pre-season. Blake Austin and Conrad Hurrell taking exception to the elbow that eventually made contact, probably accidentally.
But don't forget that was born out of Ryan Atkins taking some time from Conrad Hurrell and forcing the mistake in the first instance before Blake Austin got involved. Listen, it's something and nothing, but what it does show is just how little the Leeds Rhinos are concentrating on what they should be concentrating on, and that's playing effective rugby league.
What's the message, apart from the obvious, more of the same again, please, boys? What's the message from Steve Price? What's the work-ons for them in the second 40 minutes?
Just the timing issues on the edges. I think the forwards have been exceptional. They have got through a mountain of work. Chris Hill's rolled back the years. Benny Westwood's looked really effective when he's been on. I think just those timing issues on the fringes, that's something that may take more than the rest of this evening. That may take the first 3 or 4 rounds of Super League, but they're in a good place.
Right, well, we'll take you to the dressing rooms here at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium. Steve Price delivering the final few messages before his side go out for their second 40 minutes of the season. Well, he's added to an already strong squad. Old Trafford will be the target at a minimum. They've had so much disappointment there in recent years. They want to rectify that. Dave Ferner has been to Old Trafford with the Leeds Rhinos as a player back in 2004. Victorious then. He's got some work to do to get his side ready for a tilt at the grand final again this year. 20-0 the home side lead at half-time. We've got the second 40 minutes from a very cold Halliwell-Jones Stadium that is being heated up by the Warrington Wolves. On the way with Eddie and the boys after this break.
It's gone back to Richardson. Richardson with the drop goal. He's kicked it!
Where do you want to go?
Airport, please.
Whenever I see you, I always think of...
Hotels.
That's it. I'd love to take my family on a beach holiday this year.
Oh, yeah? Where to?
My wife's been dreaming about going to Thailand for years. Her mum, she wants to see the elephants. Kids love splashing around in the pool. So it needs to be a family-friendly hotel.
Let's see. Beach, pool, and family-friendly.
It's that simple. Our ideal hotel.
Hotel Trivago.
Light. This is what Paris is made of. The light of avant-garde. The light of audacity. Can you imagine Paris without it? What if we'd obeyed those who wanted to destroy this weird scaffolding? Can this light be turned off? Of course not. DS7 Crossback. Audacity drives to excellence.
Arthritis steals from someone you know every day. It can take away the ability to make love with the one you love. It shouldn't be like this.
That's why we are Versus Arthritis.
We start the day with a Colombian, a Guatemalan, or a piping hot Costa Rican.
And a Danish to go. Our heroes hail from Chile, Argentina, Brazil,
and often Belgium.
We live on a wonderful little lump of land in the middle of the sea.
But we are not an island. We are part of something far, far bigger.
I know you're feeling a bit nervous and that about the baby. You're safe in here.
Raise yourselves free. The curfew will begin in 10 minutes. Please return to your homes immediately.
Every year there's just this stupid race where people die.
Sure it's gonna help there, buddy?
Trust me, I drive better this way.
It's not about being a hero. It's about facing fears.
No dad wants to have this talk with his son, but you're just not eating enough hot dogs.
Welcome to a brand spanking new series of Portrait Artist of the Rear, year 2019.
And perhaps we a little bit of magic. Live action for you tomorrow from the Betfred Championship as York City Knights take on the Toronto Wolfpack. It's live on Sky Sports Arena at 3 o'clock as we begin our coverage of the Toronto Wolfpack's games in 2019, home and away. Here in the Super League, Warrington Wolves 20, Leeds Rhinos 0. At half-time, Leeds have won 33 of 55 previous Super League meetings with Warrington. Here at home, though, Warrington have won 14, Leeds have won 13. And the Warrington Wolves supporters believe that that tally will be 15-13 at the end of the next 40 minutes. Terry O'Connor, the Leeds Rhinos have got to discover something in this second half to fight their way back into the game and get over the top of that man, Blake Austin.
They have, Eddie, and cheer that young lad up as well, because they missed 16 tackles in that first half. The contact initially was okay. What they did after that wasn't good enough. I'm sure that Dave Ferner would have addressed that at half-time, saying the ruck speed that Warrington have got is far too quick. We haven't got a chance. If they're playing the ball that quick and Darryl Clark's getting out and having a field there, along with Stephen Ratchford, we've got to slow them down. The only way we'll slow them down is by working together, working hard, and playing the game up near Warrington's try line.
OK, so it's going to be Warrington who will get this second half underway, attacking from right to left, straight towards the posts behind which the Leeds Rhinos fans are massed. So here we go. Richie Myler tips the ball inside to Brad Singleton. First tackle of the second half. You say, Terry, and rightly, they've got to try and Leeds, that is, slow Warrington down at the play of the ball. They've tried to do that in the first half, Barry, and they've been penalised consistently.
It is a process, and the lads were talking about it at half-time. The process that Leeds are using just isn't quite right at the minute. The contact has to be good, the control has to be good, and you can't do your work on the floor because it's too late, and that's what Leeds have been guilty of.
Matt Sutcliffe goes down, tackle number 5 for Leeds, still deep inside their own half of the field. And Manoletsky takes the ball forward to the halfway line. Good run from him, so expect the kick here. And it comes in from Lola here, high and long, but Ratchford's underneath it. And faultless with the high balls, and he's produced quite a bit in attack as well tonight as Stephen Ratchford.
Some sting in that shot from Stevie Ward on Ratchford when he returned that ball. And again, you can see they're getting numbers in, but they can't control that offload.
Here goes Jack Hughes. Remember, he was off in the first half, so on the sin bin. So Warrington played with 12 men for 10 minutes, and they get another penalty here, not standing square at the play of the ball this time.
So Eddie, it comes from the back of that offload, 3 players in, they switch off, then all of a sudden it's a quick play of the ball from Jack Hughes. Darryl Clark, like he does, goes off. You can see, look, Tom Lynham talked about before how big and strong that him and Josh Charnley are when they return that ball, but he should never be able to get rid of that ball when there's 3 players around him.
Chris Hill will go down. Of course, one swallow or half a swallow, as we've got here, doesn't make a summer, but there would be a lot of encouragement and there'll be a lot of happy faces around Warrington as a result of that first half performance. Perhaps this will be their year. Austin with a short ball.
You're right, Eddie, the signs are good. They look enthusiastic in defence.
Until that moment, Barry, when they dropped the ball.
And a worrying sign there for Leeds Rhinos. You notice that Conrad Hurrell has his right knee strapped. Could be a legacy of that Ben Westwood tackle a couple of minutes into the game. But going back to Warrington Wolves, that was an outstanding first 40 minutes. And I suspect Steve Price will be delighted with what his team has offered.
But they have to do it consistently throughout the course of the season, and they have to maintain it here in the second half. But Leeds will be looking to build something here, because Parcell has a scamper from dummy half, gets over halfway, he finds Stevie Ward, and Ward then gets the ball away to Lola here. He will then find Watkins. Good hands from him to Briscoe. Briscoe knocks the ball forward, but straight into the arms of Stefan Ratchford. Well, I think it will be a tale of two dressing rooms now as we go down to pitch side and hear what was said at half-time from Angela Powers.
Yes, you're right, Eddie. It is a little bit. Steve Price, the Warrington coach, wants them to stick with the game plan. Simple as that, really. But this 15 minutes opening this second half, he says, is going to be crucial because Leeds will come out and they'll throw everything they can at Warrington now. So stick with them for the 15 minutes, but stick to the processes that they've already spoken about pre-game and in the build-up to this game. So that's important for them. Trent Barrett, though, two areas he was looking at, and that's their own errors and the offloads by Warrington. They've got to really neaten up their errors and cut those down. There's silly kicks and missing touch and things like that, but make sure that they give Warrington fewer opportunities to offload the ball.
So David Ferner is not a very happy chappy at the moment. Drive forward here as Leeds try and work this ball away from their own line. Briscoe is an ever-willing worker to take the ball and take a bit of weight off his forwards. But the forwards really have to start getting stuck in here, don't they?
You'll have them all. They'll all put their hands up, Eddie. There won't be a lack of effort in a Leeds Rhinos shirt. The likes of Singleton and Ledsky. Whenever those lads carry the ball, they're going to try and carry it and get over the top of their opponents. And I just think that they've got to work better together. It's this sort of area where they need to improve.
Good chase by Sutcliffe. Brings Ratchford down midway inside his own half of the field. Patton. Lynham. You have to be more than a simple try scorer when you play on the wing in Super League these days, don't you? Because we've seen Briscoe and Handley, Lynham and Charnley, they come in as Bryson Goodwin is doing here now and taking a bit of the weight off the big boys.
And even I look too easy, so the next time that it goes to one of the teammates, it's a lot easier.
Austin gets the pass away to Ratchford again. Brett Ferris was there with Singleton. Clark. Philbin to Hill. Good ball to Jason Clark.
Wonderful pass from Chris Hill. Soft hands to Jason Clark.
Jack Patton now weighing up the options. Having the ball into the air. It's claimed in the air, but well claimed back by Briscoe. And Tom Briscoe will try and return with a bit of interest. And that interest is about 20 metres up the other end of the field.
He's powerful, isn't he, Tom Briscoe? Did well to strip that ball then from Goodwin as Jack Walker tries to go forward. Great take from Goodwin, but that strength from Tom Briscoe. See all the speedsters, the outside backs getting in, they all want to touch the ball. Conrad Hurrell there again.
You say Warrington have dealt with the threat of Hurrell so far. Marcel gets the ball away. This is Brett Ferris. Last one for Leeds coming up. Myler produce a kick, but it's gone high. Lyman claims it, and then the kicker claims him.
But only really Richie Myler then, no one on the right-hand side getting up. And Goodwin gets rid of those Leeds Rhinos defenders.
Now it's Jack Hughes, fed by Austin. Charnley take the ball forward from dummy half. The hand was free, but he couldn't slip the pass to Darrell Clark.
You're right, Eddie. There'll be a call that players will use while they're in the tackle. They'll lock up the ball. And it just seems that the skill and probably the intent of Warrington Wolves is to find that pass, find that offload.
Ratchford again. Here comes Bryson Goodwin. He's got Lynham outside him. He was, first of all, halted by Watkins, finished off by Briscoe. Austin. That's the kick away, but it stayed in the in-goal area, and Ryan Atkins following up. It wasn't the best kick from Austin. He was under pressure, but he managed to keep the ball in the in-goal area. Look at the pressure that he's under here.
It was good effort from Leeds, but even after a kick that wasn't the best, the enthusiasm and endeavour. I think it was Ryan Atkins that eventually makes the tackle, but look how many players are in the frame. He has no option, Ashanley. He has to take that kick and deal with that ball. But good reactions from Warrington.
So goal line dropout. Walker takes it, gets it to halfway. Oh, that's not a bad kick actually in the end. It skips its way past Ratchford, but he retrieves it and gives it to Hill. Oh, and Hill is picked up and dumped to the ground.
Well, good technique with Donaldson.
It was James Donaldson, Jones season signing from Hull Kingston Rovers. In fact, only joined last month. We're in January, we're in February now, aren't we? So it was January signing for Donaldson.
He's worked his way into that contract as well, James Donaldson. We saw Danny Addy make his way back from injury. I think Jamie Donaldson has had a similar path.
Knock on here by Chris Hill.
Well, this has certainly helped the Rhinos. Chris Hill with a mistake. Characteristic mistake as well from Chris Hill. Sutcliffe, Singleton, Cuthbertson all in attendance, and Darrell Clark, the Warrington hooker, asking for a penalty from the referee, Chris Kendall.
And there's no easy way back into this game for Leeds Rhinos. They have to grind their way back into the game, go set for set with a very dominant Warrington side. There's the mistake, there's the drop ball.
Apologies if you picked up any bad language while we showed you those pictures. Parcell, a dummy half for Leeds.
Surrender! Stand, go to.
Solid enough run that from Donaldson, halted though. Here's Cuthbertson.
Third. Call tackle 3.
The referee called hell then as Cuthbertson tried to offload the ball to Brett Ferris.
Singleton.
4. Move, Chris.
It's a solid defence from Warrington. Leeds are having real difficulty in making progress with the ball in hand. That's better. That's much better from Liam Sutcliffe, but it's last tackle that's arrived. Only just inside the Warrington half. Here's Lola here. Oh, they're taking a chance, they're running it. Now they won't, because Watkins has it, so he humps the ball high. And Stephen Ratchford's underneath it.
He's been quiet, Lola, here for me. I think that goes to show really that the forwards haven't been as dominant as the Warrington players. You like him when he takes on that defensive line and has a real crack at them at speed. Another offload from the winger.
This is Darrell Clark. Lynham who got the ball away.
Back up. Wait.
Goodwin is waiting at dummy half. Looks for the runner, it's Hill. Owen Hill gets the ball away out the back door.
Still 2.
Picked up on the half volley by Austin.
Move, Adam! Back. Hold. Go third.
Darrell Clark. And
4.
namesake. Jason plays it to Darrell. Austin dabs the ball in behind Ash Handley, who does well, but it's a great chase again from Warrington, but he does run exceptionally well, does Handley, to duck underneath a couple of challenges.
Well, they need a couple of strong runs there as Jack Walker goes forward again. Now Ash Handley with the first one, there was a win. Second one.
Go to.
Hurrell.
Third.
To the 40-metre mark.
Back up. Hold, go third.
11 minutes of this second half gone. Kick from Lola here. He's gone for a 40-20. He's gone for a 40-20. The ball has bounced the wrong way for him. Is it going to run dead in goal? No, it doesn't. It's a decent kick weight-wise, but Ratchford does well.
Does so well, Stephen Ratchford. Shows composure on his back line and just manages to avoid Lola here.
Well, this is a chance for Leeds to turn the screw if they can at the other end of the field.
Well, this is where they can look to Basham. Get off the line again. It looks a bit too slow for me. That line speed from the Rhinos. Good kick. Couldn't get a better kick than that from Lola here.
I think he was going for a 40-20, but it just took a bounce the wrong way for him. But it turned into a decent kick just the same. Gave them good territory. And here now Warrington have reached tackle number 5, 40 metres from their own line. And the kick from Austin is high and long. Walker's underneath it. He fumbled it, he went backwards. Look at the chase though. Walker does well to evade the first, but he can't get away from Toby King.
Good pressure, I think it was.
Move, Joe! Wait, Darrell.
That partner was chasing up then for that.
Cuthbertson.
Third.
What you need to do is put your opposition under some pressure on kicks like that.
Third. Well done, Jason.
Parcell goes down the left-hand side to Ferris. There was a lack of communication there. They just gifted the ball to Josh Charnley. That's the 0 tackle.
Well, that was a preemptive play from Brett Ferris. I think he needs a big year here. Tries to offload the ball to Conrad Hurrell instead of just running the running the play out. choosing just to pass that ball on, and the frustration from Dave Fern, I'm sure, will be burning up inside him.
Philbin gives it to Pat. That's Austin. He finds Atkins. Atkins, a dummy half. There was nobody there. And Brett Ferris has picked it up. There was nobody standing at dummy half for Warrington, and Ferris just moved forward, picked it up, completely legal. Just Warrington losing the plot for a moment.
Well, Leeds Rhinos have brought Brad Dwyer on. There's the mistake at the play the ball. If Brad Dwyer would have been on the field, that speed and energy he'll have coming on off the bench might have been useful.
Jason, come on. Well done, free.
Here's Parcell. Donaldson to Myler and Hurrell. Down he goes, tackle number 4. Here's Richie Myler. Trent Merrin. Last tackle here for Leeds. Can they get at least a repeat set? Myler with a kick high, claimed by Bryson Goodwin. Well, it's not a bad place for Leeds to turn it over. Inviting Warrington to come 100 metres.
He's good under those high kicks though, isn't he, Bryson Goodwin? He'll probably try and kick it into some space that's between him and Ryan, and not just drop it down on him. We've seen how good he is either end of the field. Another strong carry from Goodwin.
Austin drops the ball off to Ben Murdoch-Masilla. Well, Leeds they've got a bit of a handful on their hands here with a fit and raring to go Murdoch-Masilla. Darrell Clark, meanwhile, drops the ball in the challenge.
He's looking to profit from the big man and the quick play the ball that he provides. And just under a little bit of pressure from the hooker, Matt Parcell, his opposite. Can't keep control of that ball.
Warrington were asking for a penalty there. York and Toronto tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Sky Sports Arena sees the kick-off of the Betfred Championship. Of course, the winners of that will be, after the £1 million game, will be in the Super League themselves next year, something that Toronto missed out on last year. 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock at the scrum as Leeds bring it away. I must say, in the matches that we've seen this weekend, the opening 3 on Sky Sports, the players have, well, they've handled the shot clock remarkably well. This is Parcell. There's never really been a threat of a penalty going against them.
Quick, expansive games, haven't they?
I think Jamie Jones-Buchanan used the word urgency. The players have got more urgency, and I saw a stat, I think it was 10 or 11 minutes quicker on Friday night, or sorry, on Thursday night.
Well, here's JJB alongside Kevin Sinfield, the director of rugby at Headingley. Myler inside, it goes to Donaldson. Donaldson was dreaming then of a debut try. Myler gives it then to Lola here. Here is Callum Watkins. Flicks the pass, hits the ground, knocked on. Knocked on by Lola here. He snaked out the left hand instinctively, just couldn't take it in.
We're looking to offload that ball. Callum Watkins again, he's looking for Jack Walker. Over here, he's the man who picks it up.
I'm not falling into the trap of ignoring what Warrington Wolves are doing here. There's no doubt it's a frustrating night for Leeds Rhinos and David Furner, and the job in front of them will take time. We all understand that, but Warrington Wolves have been exceptional when they've defended. When they've had the ball, they've been more constructive, and the bodies in the frame, the work from Deck Patton on the inside meant that Callum Watkins had nowhere to go, nobody to pass to.
Darrell Clark waits for Warrington. Here goes Charnley. Merrin, Ferris, Marcel, bring him down. Another penalty at the Rock against Leeds.
You get rewarded in rugby league for little things that you do. Talked about before the likes of Tom Lynham.
That was a hand in the face by Merrin as well.
Yeah, Tom Lynham, Josh Shanley, they're just trying everything to just unsettle them, turn them on the back. You make that play the ball slower. And when the likes of this man goes forward, that's why you want slow play the balls. You don't want him to have 10 metres to pick one man out and run over the top of him.
Cooper takes the ball forward again. Just on, as you can see, by the interchange, having had a spell on the side. Patton drops the ball off. Good ball from Austin. Back it goes to Austin. Sensational from Blake Austin. Well, he's celebrating at the wrong end as far as they're concerned. And a good start for Blake Austin. All the pressure he has had pre-season, shortlisted already as a possible Steve Prescott Man of Steel. Coming with a big reputation, never played at international level, never played at State of Origin level, but he is a talent for all of that, Blake Austin, and he has shown why here.
Well, they get some cheap meters again. It's another penalty for interference at the ruck around the play of the ball. Then all of a sudden, look, numbers at the line. Blake Austin, he knows exactly what he's got to do. A nice little ball to King because there's a Leeds player who jams out, he runs out the line. And as soon as he runs out the line, all of a sudden there's some space around where the ball carrier is.
King's done a great job tonight playing in the second row, although it's only one position in from centre. He's done a wonderful job. He's run that harsh line back against the grain all evening in a really unselfish pass back inside to Blake Austin, who's had a very impressive opening debut for Warrington Wolves.
Yes, he has. Helped to create the try that he scored for himself then. Birthday present 24 hours late. 28 yesterday, Blake Austin. 24 points to nil, Warrington. 26 points to nil, Warrington. An hour of the match gone. And Leeds now with Mount Everest to climb.
This is beautiful rugby league from Warrington. Deck Patton, an early pass to his standoff. Nice interplay between the standoff and second row. Lovely stuff.
Well, it'll be a hell of a comeback from Leeds now.
They've just got to finish strong here now, the Rhinos. The game might be gone, but you're going to be looking for your characters. You're going to be looking to people to stand up and not just think that the game's gone away for you. So you'll look to next week and you'll look to training and putting it right. Get through this game, come up with some big plays yourself, try and lead by example. But I just think we're talking about the spine, we're talking about the players like Ratchford and Austin and Patton and Darryl Clark, but I think it's what the forwards have done. That platform has been laid in the middle and by the outside backs, in particular Charlie and Lynham.
This match a repeat of the 2012 Grand Final between these two that Leeds won by 26 points to 18 to retain their Super League crown. Jason Clark with a little darting run. It's going Warrington's way at the moment. Patton was under pressure as he got the kick away. Jack Walker does well for Leeds. Toby King did well for Warrington.
Good work as well from Jack Walker at the back. This is what they need now. Out in space. What can Richie Marler do?
Nothing. He's not allowed to do it. The defence and the effort and defence from Warrington.
The pressure from Charlie. When Charlie goes across, he's hunting, isn't he?
Richie Myler's got that ball. He's looking to feed Conrad Hurrell. He's trying to time it precisely, and Warrington don't give him enough.
81 tries and 145 appearances for Richie Myler. 2010 to 2015. Struggling a little bit tonight, but to be fair to Richie Myler and also to Tui Lola here, they're playing behind a beaten pack.
Yeah, they are. They're just not having it their way at all.
Darryl Clark 10 metres out, right-hand side. Gives it to Ryan Atkins. He's tormenting the Leeds defence, inviting the challenge which comes. And he gets within half a metre of the line. Darryl Clark's pass bounces to Blake Austin. There's a knock on each way there. Walker thinks he's going up there under the field, and the referee's whistle says, no, you're not.
Well, they'll take anything at the minute, Leeds Rhinos. They'll get the ball back whichever way they can. There's some pressure from Richie Myler on Darryl Clark as he's going to pass that ball to Blake Austin. And then there's a couple of fumbles, one to either side.
Warrington on their way to their first round one win in 3 seasons. 26-0. 17.5 minutes left. It's been comprehensive thus far. They've dealt with him incredibly.
I think they couldn't handle him for the first 10 minutes, and since that tackle from Ben Westwood, I don't think he's quite looked the same.
He's not 100%
by the strapping on the knee, can't you?
Here's Watkins. Brad Dwyer, led a little bit against his former club as well, ex-Warrington hooker. He got a debut for Leeds this time last year, also against Warrington. Myler. Well, the kick is straight into the arms of Tom Lynham. Oh, the referee says play on, he wasn't tackled. Lynham seemed to bounce off three, but there wasn't a hand laid on him.
The back three have done really well for Warrington tonight. Ratchford, Charnley, Lynham, powerful surges, gaining that momentum. Players 1, 2 and 3 in any set of 6 are so important.
This fella's not done badly either.
Stand, free, go.
Bryson Goodwin plays the ball. This is Deck Patton. Drops it off to Toby King. Good tackle by Brad Dwyer. Bit of urgency there from Brad Dwyer.
Play on.
Clark. Telling his players to come back on his inside. Hughes. 20 metres out, centre field. Hughes will play it here to Clark. Last tackle for Warrington. Austin stabs the kick in. Oh, they've got work to do here. He's got work to do. Hatch Hamlet. Great chase by Ryan Atkins. Game plan for Stephen Price is working absolutely perfectly.
Good kick, good vision, wasn't it? You can just see he changes his mind on which hole he's going to kick that ball through. Kicks it back just in front of him. Hard kick, really. It's not bouncing across the field. He just kicks it more or less in a straight line, knowing that he's got his teammates pushing up and putting pressure on the back.
So Jason Clark will run this ball back and then dumps it down to Ratchford. He goes past Sutcliffe. He can't get away from Brad Dwyer. Brad Dwyer's trying to pinch the ball. Clark. Brad got to stay out of the tackle. Brad Dwyer, the referee shouted at him. He wasn't standing square. He couldn't resist.
Well, again, can't get back. Give quite a few penalties away. You see, too quick to play the ball. Again, not controlling the play the ball speed. There's a lot of panic that sets in when you're left on the floor and you can't get up at first marking and do your job.
And no defeats are good defeats, but they're particularly bitter when they're against your former team. Brad Dwyer has got his chance on the field now. He'll try and add a little bit to Leeds Rhinos.
Austin, and flicked back to Goodwin from Ratchford, but the knock-on.
Tom, relax, it's a knock-on. It's a knock-on.
Well, good defence from the Rhinos to put some pressure on the ball players. Then you can see the markers aren't set. Trent Marron can't get back. And then when you look like you're outnumbered, someone's got to make a decision, and whether you're jamming like Tom Briscoe does, he just does enough to put Stephen Ratchford off.
I think that might be the first mistake Stephen Ratchford has made.
Let's go to it. Shot clock off. Out.
Did it go down as his knock-on, or was it one from Bryson Goodwin? It looked like it came off Goodwin's knees. But was it Bryson Goodwin, the knock-on he gave against Stewart?
It was, yeah.
Leeds get a penalty, and the Leeds supporters celebrate as if they've scored a try.
Well, this is what they've been waiting for, isn't it? They've been waiting for the penalty.
I don't know why, because the penalty count is fairly level, to be fair.
What they won't want to go on with is that 0 at the side of their name. They can't help and can't do anything about the 26 points already on the scoreboard. Warrington have been so dominant in every aspect, every facet of the game so far, but they've got 13 and a bit minutes to get over the try line and not take that duck egg home with them.
And on the other side of the coin, I would think Warrington will want the duck egg.
Wait, go to.
Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. I totally agree with you. So all the talk from the Rhinos is about making sure that we score some points. Warrington, just let's not concede. Let's not give a penalty away. Let's not give anything away to this Leeds side.
Leeds will want to get over the score line, the try line at the other end, because only twice before in Super League history have they been nilled in a match. Halifax away in September 1998 and Wigan away in July 2017. 42-0 at Halifax, 34-0 at Wigan. What happened in 2017 for Leeds, having been nilled by Wigan?
Well, we all know how 2017. Hard luck, Liam Sutcliffe. Everybody knows how it ended for Leeds Rhinos in 2017. I think it was Tim.
They got to the grand final in 1998 when they were nilled by Halifax, and Leeds got to the grand final 2017 when they were nilled by Wigan. So
maybe they should let them go away.
Exactly. As I said in the first half or early in the second, one swallow or half a swallow, did I say, does not make a summer.
And I think it was Tim Shins who said it last night. It doesn't really matter what happens at the start of seasons. It won't make an ape of difference on the back end, but it's important to get something out of the game. Warrington, for me, outstanding. And they'll obviously want to fine-tune things, but I'm delighted to see this young man, Danny Walker, get on the field for Warrington.
Indeed.
Play with exceptional ability, and another one that has been on that PNG tour with the England Knights and really grown and feel the benefit of that now he's back in the British game.
We talk about who's going to be man of steel. I think we've got 3 contenders for Young Player of the Year there, with the likes of Jack Walker, Mikolaj Aledzki and that man Danny Walker.
Well, we'll see. As you say, nothing's decided in February. It all happens in October. Coaches will say you win nothing in February, you win it all in October. But it gives idiots like us something to talk about, doesn't it?
Just throwing 3 names out there for you, Eddie. 3 youngsters to look out for when the big gongs are handed out at the end of the year.
Oxford's pass went to ground. Goodwin didn't touch it, so it's play on and tackle number 5. Here he is, Walker. Measures his pass to Deck Patton. High it goes.
Good take, Jack Walker, leaps high. And that young man, and the thing with youth is, obviously, nobody likes to lose, but he'll be ultra determined. It won't have the same impact on a young mind as it will with some of those senior players, particularly players like Brett Ferris and Trent Merrin. High expectations going into this game. Good offload.
It was a very good offload. Myler out the back door. A lot of here.
Still 2.
Over 13,000 inside the Halliwell-Jones Stadium tonight.
Another wonderful atmosphere. Another wonderful atmosphere, I was going to say. 3 games, 3 outstanding atmospheres. Ulkial last night, you couldn't hear yourself think. There's the mistake from Leeds Rhinos.
We've seen Saints and Wigan, we've seen the 2 Hull clubs, we've seen Warrington and Leeds. That's half of the field. Salford got a great win. Castleford won. London and Wakefield to come tomorrow. Who's impressed you most?
Warrington and Saints. I think independently we all had a go at the league table at the end of the year, and we've all picked Warrington and Saints in first and second. Obviously lots of twists and turns, ups, downs, smiles, frowns to go.
Well, you have agreed with the bookmakers, who both make them, or everybody makes them, joint favourites. With Wigan third favourites. That's a nice ball, and here is Toby King. Gets the ball away, it's hacked on by Austin. Oh, it's football we're playing all of a sudden.
It just looked too easy then. Then it's the man that we've been talking about.
Offside here against
Blake Austin. When Blake Austin goes at the line, Toby King comes on his shoulder. There's a man out the back, there's a man just short off his shoulder. He gives it to man on his shoulder in Toby King. Like Barry said, there's not much difference between playing centre and wing, and I think he's done a decent job in the back row tonight, Toby King.
Well, Stephen Price, you just caught a glimpse of him there. 2 major finals in his first year, 4th in the Super League table. Warrington were qualifiers in 2017. Leeds in the qualifiers last year. David Ferner, the Leeds coach, their 9th coach of the Super League era, and the 4th Australian to pull the strings at Headingley.
Okay, now. Still 2.
Seems to me, I'm only an observer, but it seems to me that Leeds are a bit more static than Warrington. You know,
they've not been allowed to generate that momentum that Warrington have had here. With
something here, maybe.
They've played a lot behind the line. And you mentioned Dave Ferner. Dave Ferner is a very pragmatic man. He's a winner and a man that likes to win. He won't be happy with not coming away with something here, but he knows the size of the task in front of him. Josh Charnley gets that ball over the back line. We saw a couple of shots of Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Kevin Sinfield, some really experienced players within that Leeds setup, but they've been well beaten this evening by a very impressive Warrington Wolves side.
I think Warrington have looked really strong in all departments. across the board, and I'm sure that all the hard work that Steve Price and his coaching team would have done over the off-season and wanting to build on the performances from last year and go one further.
This is a chance for Leeds, though, now to take that 0 away from their name. That is a penalty because Jack Hughes picked Stevie Ward up then, and the legs came up in the air off the horizontal.
Come apart.
Well, he gets underneath him,
Jack Hughes.
Toby King.
I beg Jack Hughes' pardon.
Yeah. Marcus.
So penalty to
Toby King. Toby King is a dangerous length. It's a dangerous length to spend this in bin.
He's going, yes, you're right, he is. He's in the bin.
Go on, mate. Dangerous.
So his first game, he's got the wrong bloke there. Has he pointed the card at Deck Patton?
He's got Toby King there.
Both back rows have had a visit to the sin bin. Well, Warrington, Hughes and King and had outstanding games, I have to say, but a little tidy up of the discipline.
Well, here's a chance for Warrington to get rid of that duck egg of nil against their name.
And an apology.
Nicely, he shakes hands with Stevie Ward, which is nice. Apologises to him.
Purely accidental.
On the goal line, come on, what are we doing here?
Poor technique, Stevie Ward, luckily okay to carry on the game, and that's Toby King's night done.
Yes, that's 73 minutes of his season thus far. He won't be playing the full 80. Now then, do Leeds have a try in them? Myler, Waller here, back he comes to Walker. Walker tries to get the arms free. The arm was free, but decided against the offload, wisely probably. He'll stand and play the ball here to Watkins. Back into centre field, it goes to Lolla here. Here's Stevie Ward.
Good line speed from Warren, taking all the impetus away from Leeds Rhinos.
Dwyer is waiting, the 10 metres out. Back it comes again to Lolla here. He then finds Sutcliffe, but Warrington are surrounding them. They are like hornets around the nest. Ward. Myler. Long pass wide from Myler. In touch. Great defence, Charnley. Great defence, Charnley. Ash Hanley thought he was over in the corner. Charnley had other ideas.
Well, they just buy the amount of time that they need, goalie. Josh Charnley, he doesn't panic. He's out on the wing. He knows that Ash Hanley's over there. That ball that goes out. First of all, he's got to readjust. He's marking up against Conrad Hurrell. And then he spins around and he knows that he's got to get to that youngster and take him out the field of play. And that's what it means to the players who come celebrating.
Fan comes on and smacks him on the back as well. Well done, Josh. Well, lots for Dave Ferner to think about in the next week or so. Lots to work on at the training ground over there in Leeds.
He'll know that they've been passive in defence. If the lads are honest themselves, they know that they've lost the rope. Once you go into those videos the next day and you watch the game from the day before and you're called out for not doing your job, it inspires you for the following week. And for the build-up in the week during training, I'm sure that when the Rhinos play next week, there'll be a different Rhinos.
Walker gives it to Westwood. And Westwood goes down. Tackle number 5. Inside their own half. Kick from Austin is charged down. And this is Myler. It's a 0 tackle for Leeds because I think it was Myler who charged it down.
0 tackle, Richard
There's a man out, or down rather, injured for Leeds.
Not the best end to the set from Leeds. They end up with the ball in hand. Stevie Ward down on the floor again. Getting some attention from the physio and the doctor and being allowed to take that time that he's needed. Does he catch a knee of Stefan Ratchford when he's jumping up for that ball?
If we get near that goal line again, this left side needs to be better. Left side. Okay, left side, we need to tell him.
I think he did. Stevie Ward.
Yeah, there it is. He's going up for the ball, going up for the contest, just catches it right in the ribs.
Marcus, get closer.
Doesn't get any easier for Leeds Rhinos. Off to Wigan next week. Wigan without a win. beaten by Saints on Thursday in the opening match, the opening round.
Two hungry teams then.
Two hungry, desperate teams. Another cracker of the game.
It will be, and Wigan maybe even more desperate because they are -2 on the ladder at the moment. Donaldson, there is the appeal to come, of course, about that 2-point deduction.
Wait.
Brad Dwyer here wants a quick play the ball from Donaldson as it goes left.
I'm reminded also, that's a good ball, short pass. Horrell, though, is denied. Here is Ferris into centre field. Merrin through the fingertips of Dwyer. Stevie Ward's back up on the field. He's scored the try, has he? There's a few things to look at here, maybe.
James, it's tackle free. I've got a try.
They have a try on the field. Oh, he only wants to see the grounding.
I think he's got it. He's got it.
It looks like he has from up here.
Yeah, looked a bit scrappy. The ball going on the floor. Look at that, the strength. He's pushing Mike Cooper back. He spins around. He knows where the try line is. He has full control at that point, and he goes over. That's a try. That's a try. No problem.
Well, that's the man who moments ago took that bang in the ribs, gets up, deals with a bouncing ball, has enough awareness to make the ball available, to put it down on the floor, and that's the try. They don't go on with that 0.
Which will please them. That'll be the only thing that probably
will be the only thing that will please them. Not much to be happy about tonight, but at least they don't go on having been nilled.
And Lawler here makes sure they go home with 6 points to their name, so 26-6. There seemed a lot of untidiness in this there, for instance.
It was from the effort of Conrad Hurrell, though. He took a short ball, barged over, played the ball as quick as he could, and that bouncing ball, I can't tell you how difficult it is to judge a bouncing ball, and Stevie Ward, having done it 10,000 times in trainings, takes the gamble, collects the ball and gets over to spare the blushes of that 0.
So it's a consolation for Leeds, the fact that they're over the line and not being nilled, but it's a big pat on the back for Stevie Ward. As you say, a couple of minutes prior to that, he looked like he might have either damaged a rib or something. He got a knee in the ribs anyway. And the next thing is he's up and he's scoring a try at the other end of the field.
Well, let's not forget him a couple of years ago when he played in the grand final. The week before, he dislocated his shoulder.
No. Frightening what the players go through during the course of the season. It really is. And here goes Hurrell again. And by the way, that Wigan-Leeds match next week is Wigan's last chance to get things sorted out for the World Club Challenge that follows. Wigan-Leeds, you'll see them next Friday night. Sky Sports Arena, 7 o'clock.
Calm yourselves down. Brett! Back there!
These games just get better and better with more on it. Ben Murdoch-Masila and a couple of his teammates lifting Brad Dwyer. A little bit too high for the referee's liking. The ball goes on the floor. The penalty's fairly straightforward. Everybody will just want to get on with the game.
He called hell, hadn't he? So here the referee, Chris Kendall, he called held at that point, then all of a sudden he's lifted up by Ben Murdoch-Masila, and that's when Brett Ferris comes in. Ben Murdoch-Masila knows that he's given the penalty away, probably a bit frustrated with himself that he's come up with that play.
Well, Ben Murdoch-Masila is probably about 20 stone. Brad Dwyer is probably about 12. It's like he's lifting a bag of sugar.
Next line, back up, back. Come on, discipline now.
Right, so Leeds will come forward with Ferris. Gets the ball away to Hurrell. Attracts the attention of 2 and 3 defenders every time he has the hands on the ball, does Conrad Hurrell. Here is Myler. Dwyer. Short ball to Ward again. Leeds ending with a little bit of a flourish here. Dwyer waits. Myler, short ball, takes the return. Over the top it goes. Here is Handley. What a great try. What a sensational try from Handley, providing his foot wasn't in touch.
Well, he tries everything, doesn't he, Ash Handley?
Tackle 2.
What about the strength? First of all, he's trying to get rid of Josh.
I've got no try.
Trying to get rid of Josh.
That was my instinct as well, Eddie. I think Josh Charlie, for the second time, may well have denied Ash Handley. It was a spectacular dive, but look at the full-blooded contact, shoulder into the hips.
just.
He's out here.
Fair play.
Josh Charlie's been wonderful tonight in attack and defence.
Well, in about a minute and a half, we're going to ask Terry, in fact less than that, in about 30 seconds, we're going to ask Terry for his man of the match.
I'm difficult as well, it is. I'm seeing this more time.
Think about it for half a minute.
You've got Darryl Clark, you've got Bryson Goodwin, I think, been very good. All the forwards, but I think the man for me has been Stephen Ratchford. I think Stephen Ratchford has been brilliant in this game. Eddie, what he's done at the back, controlling the defence, controlling the attack.
So he is your man of the match?
He will be my man of the match.
OK. Stephen Ratchford is the Betfred man of the match tonight as we approach the final minute of this game, which Warrington have bossed comprehensively. But Leeds in the last 5-6 minutes, and maybe it's a touch of fatigue for Warrington, I don't know, but Leeds have come back a bit, and of course they're playing against 12 men.
You're right, but I'm not sure
It'll be no consolation.
No, Dave Ferner will be, since time immemorial. I played under a coach who used to say, don't give me 10 minutes at the end of energy and enthusiasm. Start the game like that. They'll look at the end and think, right, well, that's how we need to start next week.
They will at Wigan, that is for sure. Talk about marquee signings. Wigan Leeds is a marquee fixture any day of the week.
And Dave Ferner, a former Wigan player,
yes,
playing against his former Wigan, coaching against his former Wigan teammate, and Adrian Lamb.
What you're saying, Barry, is it's got it all.
Oh, yes.
Behind.
Lancashire, Yorkshire derby as well.
Well, you can say that about every match every week, apart from when London are involved in the Dragons, of course.
Cats playing Leeds. Come on.
Here is Cooper. There goes the final siren, and Stephen Price's year is off to the best possible start. Dave Ferner knows he's got a little bit of work to do during the course of the next few months. It was 20-0 at half-time. It became a much tighter affair in the second half. Blake Austin's try, which was a delight to watch, made it 26-0 after 58 minutes, and 4 minutes from time, Stevie Ward got over for the Leeds try that just denied the Warrington Wolves a clean sheet. But 26-0 against a team like Leeds is a comprehensive victory.
I described Saints' victory on Thursday night as a mature win. Well, I think this one, when Warrington look back, they'll consider themselves a job well done. They'll look at the things they did right, the facets of the game that worked for them, and they'll say we were very efficient tonight. Everything we did very well.
They were very impressive in the first half.
Superior than Leeds in every aspect of the game. They play the ball, the ruck speed, the clinical nature of when they got down near the line. That sometimes the criticism of 2017 was they didn't always take those opportunities. Now, it's not been the fact that Blake Austin has been the one man to watch out for. It's the way that he's complemented and raised the levels in the game of everybody else. Dec Patton, under a little bit of pressure, played well. Not 9 and 10 out of 10, but did enough to warrant his place.
This wasn't a one-man band tonight. It definitely was not a one-man band. And as you say, for Leeds, well, he has work to do. He has to rebuild confidence after this, obviously. And he's got until next Friday when he goes to Wigan, the second of 4 tough away matches at the start of the campaign.
The coaching and management structure at Leeds Rhinos are fully aware of what's in front of them. This Rhinos squad needs some rebuilding. It needs that confidence rebuilding. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be fixed in one off-season and one game.
Well, he's always a showman, is Ben Westwood, when the cameras are on him. I think it's about time that we maybe heard from the Betfred man of the match. Terry has made the choice, and Terry's choice tonight, of course, is Stephen Ratchford, who has had an excellent game. He's with Angela Powers, as you can see.
There you go, another silver salver for you, Ratch, and a great try to start it off with, and a man of the match performance. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, that's always nice, but I think the most pleasing thing is the team performance. We spoke about how we built on last year, and we've had a real good pre-season. We feel like we're kind of a step ahead of where we was already at this point last year. So, yeah, to get out there and finally put it into practice feels really good.
Nice to get the ball rolling with that first try as well. It puts points on the board, and you can move on.
Yeah, like I say, I think Price has mentioned it in the build-up. You know, we've kind of took our attack up, and we feel like we're going to, you know, exploit teams in different ways this year. And like I said, we've got a lot of players who can get over the line. But yeah, it's always nice to get off the nudie run, I suppose. Some really interesting points to be made. Last year, defence was something that you wanted to concentrate on. You've seen everything come into play in this game here. You've made massive leaps. Yeah, like I said, last year we kind of started afresh and we started a bit slow. I think it was about 2 from 6. So, you know, we built on that through the year, and like I said, we feel like we built during the pre-season. Like I said, we're a step ahead of where we already was. So it's nice to get off to a winning start. We've obviously still got plenty of areas to work on, but it's a nice way to start the season. There's an awful lot of pressure on you as well when you're the favourites, not just for the title but for the game, and Blake Austin for the Man of Steel as well. But you've got to live up to that, haven't you? The hype. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what a club like Warrington should be. You know, we've shown over the years, you know, the club's willing to invest in quality players, and you know they've always done that. And we've kind of fell short. So yeah, we've, you know, like I said, with the way the club is, we should be up there really with the favourites. We've just got to start delivering. Well, it's a great start anyway, and here's your cheque for Man of the Match, Betfred Super League Man of the Match, £250. Where's it going to go? Can I split it between the Wigan Neonatal Unit and Johnny and Jack, please? You certainly can. Thanks, and congratulations, Steph. And we've got the debutants, Blake Austin, with us now. A little bit of a cut on your head, but you look like you enjoy that, especially going over for that try.
I had a good time. I thought probably the halves we need to get better at our end of sets, but when you can be that far from your best and play that well, I think it's good signs. And you know, we got a lot on that we practiced, and you know, I thought our D was really solid, and that's what we want to pride ourselves on this year. So I mean, it's a good start. You felt you were far from your best then? Yeah, I think we've got a long way to go. I think personally, I think we're a bit off the mark. As I said, we've got to fix up our end of sets. But I think the boys responded to, you know, the ordinary kicks that we did have. The boys backed up well with a good chase, and I thought our D was really solid, and that's the most pleasing aspect. Second half as well, you knew that they were going to come and throw everything at you, but you held you didn't let them breach that defence and then kicked on after that. Yeah, we wanted to start really well in the second half. Sometimes it can be tough when you put a few points on the first half. We knew they were going to come back at us, and as I said, I thought our D was really solid, and you know, I'm sure Price is going to be really happy with that. Really important as well, isn't it, for a team with lots of new faces in to gel quickly? It looks on the basis of this that you have. Yeah, as I said, you know, it's, you know, poor Kev, we lost him really late in the piece, and you know, Kev was going to play a really big part in our attack, but as hard as it is to talk about, you know, Deck's going to get a full season to really settle in, and I think that he's going to flourish off that, and so I think, you know, once we really build our combination, things will go really well. Well, thanks for your time. I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. Thanks, Blake. We're going to talk to Callum Watkins now. Callum, it's good to see you back on the pitch. Not the result you wanted tonight, though. No, not tonight. It's good to be back. Good to be back playing. Obviously, it's been a long time, but disappointing result for us tonight. Poor start, really poor start. Our discipline was poor in the first half, and we let ourselves down in that point. But we got a bit of courage back in the second half. Got to try there, so we've got to take some positives out of it and move on to next week now. There were some errors, weren't there, that you wanted to tidy up in the second half, and you did to a degree, but their offloads killed you in the first. Yeah, that was it. You know, we had to stop their offloads, and we didn't do it all night, and you know, that's down to us as a team. As a team, we have to get it right, and we'll work hard. We'll get it right for next week, and big game next week. You managed to get a try in the end as well, so there wasn't the nilling. Will that give you any consolation? We just got to take the positives out of it, you know, obviously work on the things that we need to work on. But like you say, it's a long season, and we're just looking forward to getting back next week, get back on the training field and work things out. Thank you for that, and it's great to see you back on the pitch as well, Callum. Thank you very much. We've got the try scorer, Josh Chan. You like going over for those 4 pointers, don't you? Yeah, no, it's my job at the end of the day, you know, so yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, happy with that, happy with the result, happy with the performance? Yeah, we're a bit scrappy in some parts, but you know, we've worked really hard this pre-season, and yeah, it's paid out today. Which areas were you happiest with it on the pitch tonight? Which would you, if you'll go back and your coach will say, yeah, you nailed that? Our defence was yeah, on point. I know we let a try in, but yeah, I thought we handled it really well, you know, going down to 12 men twice, so yeah, I thought that was a big key of the game. The attack was quite exciting at times as well. You've worked really hard on that in the close season. Yeah, you know, Blake Austin's brought some silky sills over, so, you know, it's exciting times for us at the minute. Is it nice to have new faces in that do lift your own game and give you something different to work towards? Yeah, when you've got better players in your team, you know, you raise your standards, so I think the whole team, you know, have lifted it over this pre-season, and yeah, like I say, it's not a bad start to the season. It did look like you clicked. Did you feel like there's a click there and you can kick on from there? Yeah, you know, like I said, pre-season's been tough, but we've
I think we've been really good, you know, so our skill's been on point, our D's been on point, so yeah, it's just time to show it now.
Well, one try, one game, keep it going.
Cheers, well,
Thanks very much, Josh. Cheers. We've got Dave Furner coming in now. Dave, it's a cold night and a disappointing night for you, but any positives you can take from that?
Oh, there's plenty of positives. I think I think the second half there, we obviously had a draw, I suppose, but that first half there, we just didn't build any pressure, and we talked about it at half-time. And this is a team we're playing against, and it's a good learning for us. But we're playing against a team there that's made 2 grand finals, and I think you can't give them the opportunity with that much ball. So I'll always take positives. But we were a little bit better the second half. We probably didn't have the opportunity to show what we can do. There's little glimpses there at times, but certainly this game's about learning week to week, and I know that I've pressed that to our players.
When you look at that 10 minutes and the energy they seem to pick up and the flourish they got, will that give you lots of confidence going into next week?
Yeah, it did at the start. I thought our energy there towards defence was really good. Little things like, in the first half there, kicking it dead, not kicking out on a tap, we just released the pressure straight away. So there's no doubt we'll learn from that and take the experience. We've got a short turnaround, and I think that's a good thing for our team.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one next week for you as well.
Every week.
Every week's a big week. Thanks very much for your time, Dave.
Thank you, Angela.
Yes, thank you. And Steve Price is just going to come into the interview area now. And I'm sure it's Steve Price's quite pleased with that. Can we say those words?
Yeah, I am very pleased. First competition game. It's still going to take a little bit of time to get a little bit of continuity with, new plays in our spine. So yeah, I was very pleased with the hit out. I thought it was a really positive display in the first half. I think we went up 20-0, and periods in the second half where we, we closed up shop a little bit and could have played a little bit more football, but. For 20 minutes we played with 12 men, so I was very pleased with the first hit out.
Your thoughts on those sin bins?
Set a precedent now, haven't they, with going above the horizontal? But the first one was warranted, I thought. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. But I thought there's been some really good football played over the opening rounds of Super League.
What about individuals? Let's pick out some names that you're really pleased with tonight.
Really pleased with Blake's first hit out. It's always going to take a little bit of time to, build continuity and all that kind of stuff. And, I thought Chris Hill, Mike Cooper were really strong up front. And, thought our back five done a really good job coming out of yardage.
And Ratchford, man of the match, he really led from the front as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He was, he started where he finished off at the back end of the season last year. So, very pleasing. Great crowd. Halliwell Jones, nearly a sellout. So, very, very happy.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
They're both coaches finding plenty of positives in that, and Josh Charnley, the Warrington Wolves star, noting that the defence, as we push closer to Super Bowl Sunday here on Sky Sports, the defence of the Warrington Wolves was admirable, keeping the Leeds Rhinos to just 6 points. They did have a 20-0 lead at half-time, and as Dave Furner referenced, he will emphasise to his side that they were level during the second 40 minutes. However, the important point is they don't get the 2 competition points. He also bemoaned a lack of possession, 63% in favour of the Warrington Wolves, 300 more metres than the Leeds Rhinos, and the Leeds Rhinos will look at that missed tackle count, 27, hope to reduce those figures in the future. OK, I left John Wells at half-time with the Warrington Wolves, 20 points to the good. 6-all in the second half, John. Fair that the Leeds Rhinos can take some positives out of that?
Yeah, that is the positive they can take out of it. They've addressed some things that they've seen they've gone wrong in the first 40 minutes. You posed the question, didn't you, at the start of this game? 2 sides coming at this season from completely different starting points, and the scoreline probably reflects that. So let's have a look at the second half tries. Just before the hour mark, Blake Austin scores on debut after some cute interplay there. We'll have a close look at that try, because that is the game breaker. That took him out to 26 points to 0. Stevie Ward with the consolation try. It turned out to be a 20-point winning margin. Obviously, the Leeds Rhinos players, fans, the club will not be happy with that, not be happy with the loss, but come back to the point that you made before the start of the game, Brian, and that is that, the respective starting points, the rebuild versus the finishing touches. Barry McDermott mentioned something right at the end there and was talking about the areas in which the Warrington Wolves were better than the Leeds Rhinos tonight. Play the ball, ruck speed and clinical in the right areas of the field. All that is encapsulated in this clip, which forms our game breaker. And it's from the penalty tap that ends up with Blake Austin's try. So the first thing is the play the ball and therefore the ruck speed. This was a common theme. I know that's Ben Murdoch-Masila, but they won 90% of their rucks. Second play, now this is for position. Again, Ben Cooper right into the teeth of a defensive line that's got no line speed at all. This is a set play. Blake Austin's come round from the short side to the long side. They've gone for an area of the field here, and they've gone for something in particular. See, we'll do a little bit of maths here on a Saturday night. So 4 defenders on the short side with 2 markers and 1 fullback means there's 6 defenders covering the long side of the field. And they've done that on purpose, because if they've got 6 players on this side of the field now, Deck Patton needs to get to player number 5. That's as simple as they need to work. They need to get to player number 5, which is here. If Deck Patton can do that, and Jason Clark's line is as good as it is, I'll show you where we are there. So Deck Patton, first of all, he gets right in and commits player number 5 in that defensive line. Jason Clark's line here holds player number 4, Liam Sutcliffe, for long enough, which then provides the mother of all jobs for Tui Lolohea, the third man. It's very often the area in a defensive line, this area in and around the third defender in, that where all the traffic comes from. As you'll see, great ball from Patton. These things all have to be executed well, by the way. See how Sutcliffe is held there. Austin is actually past Sutcliffe now. And Lolohea, it's the telltale sign, isn't it, when you've got a player and he's stood and he's trying to make himself big and his feet are planted because he's no idea which option of 3 to take in terms of the defensive plays he can make, the defensive reads he can make. It's really well executed. This is what Barry McDermott was talking about, the clinical nature of the ends of plays. So play the ball, check. Collision, check. Ruck speed, check. And clinical in the right areas of the field when it counted. That's the game breaker. Austin's try obviously played a huge part in tonight, set for a big season with the Warrington Wolves. But I agree with Terry O'Connor as well. Great choice for man of the match. Stefan Ratchford, outstanding.
Thanks very much, John. Right, Terry O'Connor, we're going to talk to you about that game. Dave Ferner referenced in his post-match interview, he said, look, this is a very good Warrington side. Grand finalists last year, Challenge Cup finalists. So he appreciates the level they're at. How could you assure the Leeds Rhinos fans that this Leeds Rhinos side is not like the Leeds Rhinos side of 2018? I mean, there's personnel changes, I get that, but they're going to look at that. People in Leeds are going to look at that performance and that result in particular and wonder how far are we removed from last year's team.
They'll be disappointed. They'll be absolutely disappointed. Talking about the centres, I think there's some strike in the centres. I think the wingers during the season are going to have a field day scoring a lot of tries. I was really disappointed with Lolohea. I didn't see him do enough. But then again, when you talk about the half-backs and we were waxing lyrical about Stefan Ratchford and Blake Austin and what like Darryl Clark was doing, it was all on the back of the forwards being so dominant. Every time they carried the ball, they got over the opposition. They couldn't get set at marker. They were just disrupting them. Whereas when Leeds were carrying the ball, I think Warrington were really controlling them. It looked easy. It looked easy. They were hitting up top. They were taking them to ground on their terms. They were working them over. Then when they were getting up, they were getting set at first and second marker, which makes it hard then for the opposition to do anything. And I think
but that won't surprise a side.
No, but that ruck battle and the ruck speed is what you talk about constantly. You've got to control the ruck speed. When you're playing the ball, you want to beat them. You want to leave defenders on the floor. When you're defending, you want to make sure that you're set. I don't think it Leeds with that all night. And even when they were hitting, Brian, and they were hitting well in the first half, they were still falling off and they were letting offloads go.
I don't imagine for a minute that wasn't something that Dave Ferner didn't work on pre-season, didn't emphasise during the game. So what would Dave, you know him well, what would Dave Ferner's message be and how would he deliver that? What sort of a coach is he? How cool and calm will he be, or how much fire will he put on these players?
I was just watching him in the interview then with Angela, and he seemed very composed. Inside, he'll be absolutely burning up. This was a big start for the Rhinos. Finished outside of the top 8 last year. It wasn't good enough for them. They've recruited well. They've gone out and they've got a couple of marquee players. I was impressed with Conrad Hurrell in the first 10 minutes. Then I think he looked as though he was injured. On the back of that, Brian, the whole balance of the side, and I don't think that this is going to be Leeds Rhinos' year. I think there's still a lot of rebuilding to do in this side as well. I think that there's still work to be done from Dave Furner, from Kevin Sinfield. When I look at that side, they are better than that. But on the back of that, I am going to credit Warrington.
Yeah.
I thought Warrington were absolutely brilliant. The forwards, I've never seen that Warrington team look as dominant. They look big, they look powerful. I looked at Toby King when he was getting sent to the sin bin.
Didn't he have a good performance in that?
He did, and he was big as well. He looked like he'd put on some size. And defensively, he was strong. And I think
played a nice role as well in Blake Austin's try, Toby King. Yeah, a bit of interchange.
Yeah, he's a class act, and he's got skill. And I think when you look across that team, and the interchange, they're a well-balanced side.
There's different pressure on both of these sides now as this season continues. With Warrington will be expected to play at that level.
Yeah.
Leeds will be given the benefit and the time, I suppose, to build and show some progress. But Warrington now have set a benchmark that they won't want to drop too far from.
No, well, I think that's why the majority of people and the money is going on the likes of Saints and Warrington. So Warrington, you set your own standards. I think that what happened last year with them getting to the 2 finals and been defeated on the major stage has really impacted what they're doing in the off-season and where they set their goals. They want to go one better. And as I say, when I look down there, I think there's some class acts amongst that team that are hurting from last year. And they look pretty good to me.
Yeah, next up for the Warrington Wolves, Hull Kingston Rovers here. Of course, they had that dramatic win in front of the Sky Sports cameras yesterday. The Leeds Rhinos, they travel to take on Wigan, a game you can see with us on Sky Sports. Right. New England Patriots, I should say, and LA Rams Lockhorns. 10 p.m. Super Bowl tomorrow on Sky Sports USA. What a show. Never disappoints. And tomorrow we're delighted to bring you the first of Toronto Wolfpack's games. We'll show all games home and away on Sky Sports this year, and they travel to the beautiful city of York to take on the York City Knights, who themselves have been a fantastic story over the last couple of years. That's at 3 p.m. on Sky Sports Arena. Right, here's what we've got coming up for you next week. Fasten your seatbelts. Hull FC against Castleford. Hull, that disappointing defeat last night. Castleford very good in victory over the Catalan Dragons. 7 p.m. Sky Sports Arena and Mix, same channels for Wigan Leeds on Friday. On Saturday we'll show you the Catalan Dragons at home against the Huddersfield Giants, who went down to Salford Red Devils. Sky Sports Arena, Sky Sports Mix, 5 p.m. And then Rochdale taking on Toronto, 3 p.m. Sky Sports Arena. Right, my thanks to Terry O'Connor from a cold Halliwell Jones Stadium on a night in which the Warrington Wolves warmed up the whole of Super League. Good night, take care.